Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the Lotro Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Lotro stream. So I'm your host, Little Redhead, and I am going to be running around doing Anniversary Festival here today on stream. So for those of you who don't know, the Anniversary Festival is happening. It is on. And there is lots happening in the game. So I say let's get right to it. So I thought what I would do is first I will take one of my characters. This is Coral, one of my river hobbits, and I'm going to take her through the festival, through the anniversary festival, and do the wrapper, that sort of thing. And then I will switch over to my main character, my hunter, Rosenbloom, and then we'll go and do some of the anniversary scavenger hunts. So we'll do those two things separately, even though the scavenger hunts quests do count towards the anniversary wrapper. But I'm not going to do any of those on this character because they involve a lot of traveling around, and it's just a lot easier to do that with a hunter, especially a character where you have a lot of milestones and all that stuff already sorted out. So, all right, so the first thing we want to do is we are here at the party tree, as you can see. Big old party tree there with a beautiful moon shining behind it. Lovely scene. Here, we can get rid of some of that. There you go. Look at that. Lovely. One of the things I do like about this game is just how pretty the game can be, just the way they've made it look. But all right, so let's go ahead and get started with some questing. So I'm going to go over here, put the names back on, to this guy over here at the table, and that's Waldo Rumble. And he is your wrapper giver for this festival. So I have already been running through the festival with this character a bunch. So there's already previous wrappers that I've done, like the, do this for 3 days and we'll give you more stuff, those wrappers. So right now I'm on like the next one. So here, we'll go ahead and pick up today's daily, which is another lovely year. And this is do 7 activities. So a lot of the festivals are 10. This one is just 7, thank goodness, because this is the festival where they want you to go all over, and they want you to see everything that you've done and seen in the game, which, is lovely. I love, revisiting and the nostalgia and all of that. But I don't necessarily want to do that 10 times a day of going everywhere and seeing everything. So, hey, Skagosi says, good evening. Well, good evening to you as well. So I'm really grateful that there's only 7 for this. Okay, so one of the things you can do is the gifts quest chain. So I'm going to hop on my trusty steed and we're going to go down the hill. So basically there are people scattered about, and if you talk to one of them, they'll be like, hey, I have this gift for somebody else. Can you go and take it to them? So one of those people happens to be down the hill right here, Dudo Chubb. As it turns out, I spoke to him the other day, and I picked up his quest. And he had a dwarf shield that he wanted me to take to a guy over in Thorin's Gate area. So I did that, and then that guy had something he wanted me to take up to a guy in Thorin's Hall. So I did that. That guy had a brew that he wanted me to take to the guy in Bree. I delivered that. So the guy in Bree has a bracelet he wants me to deliver to somebody over in Combe. So let's go do that. So here's a fun piece of trivia that I'm going to send myself to Mickle Delving because, so when the game was, in its early days, there were like, Eriador was the area. Like that was where we were hanging out. Everything was happening in that space. So I'll show you. Let me pull up a map. So, oh, hello. I have a cat. So all of Eriador here, this is, not all of this wasn't here, but this is with the area. It wasn't any larger than this. And so within this, there were kind of some like basic stable masters that kind of mapped onto where people had their characters starting. So in Bree, in Breeland, in Bree, there's a stable master there. There's one in Mickle Delving. There's one in the south in Kellendam, and then there's one in the north in Eredlune, and then there's one in the north in Thorns Hall. Those four are by default open, and you should be able to travel to any one of those from any others of them. And then they also have a handful of other places you can go. So here's our stable master in Mickle Delving. And so you'll see we've got a handful of different places that we can go, but basically, and these have been added to throughout the years. But like over in Eredlune, you know, there's Kellendam, there's Thorin's Gate. Those both have swift travel. You can also get to Dooland swift travel if you've, discovered it? I haven't discovered it with this character. Over in the Shire, we're here in the Shire, so he's got a lot more options for us here in the Shire. You know, it's his home zone. But then if we look at Bree, we've got our basics there. So we've got West Bree, no South Bree. We've got Combe and we've got Buckland. So funny thing is, of those four basic stable masters, your four mains if you like, whatever, they have Combe listed as a location, and it's swift travel for all of them except its home zone of Bree. So if you take the stable master in Bree to get to Combe, it is not swift, it is slow. Whereas if I take it here from Mickle Delving, it's fast. So that one amuses me greatly. So I always try to grab it from Mickle Delving or Thorin's Gate, for example, if I can. Easier to do with a hunter, because I can just pop myself over there, but to Mickle Delving. But here we go. Here's Gale Catchpole. And and she wants, we're going to deliver the bracelet to her. And then she has some pastries she wants us to deliver over here to the constable. So we'll pop up here and do that.
A lovely day, isn't it?
And cool. And then he has a quest. He wants us to deliver a wood carving to somebody in Mickle Delving. Now, we were just there, right? And you're like, I was just there. That's okay. Of this gifts chain, there's like 7, 8, let me think. Okay, Dudo in Hobbit and Bywater, and then Thorin's, and then Bree, and then Gale Catchpole there, the constable, the lady in Mickle Delving, and then back to Dudo. So there's 8, yeah? So what I do is roughly 2 per day, and that can get me through 4 days. I do 2 to 3 per day. And the reason I do that is because it resets on Mondays and Thursdays. So I try to do like, basically be finishing it up on Sundays and Wednesdays. So that way I get it fresh the next day. Here's a quest you can do every day. And this is the one where he wants you to go and find envelopes with invitations, because he had them all stacked up, but then the wind came along and blew them all out. And so you see invitations flying all over the place. But something I am doing right now is trying to get myself up to the hill over here in Bree, up there, because there's fireworks going on. Now this fireworks that we're going to pick up, this quest we're going to do up here, is only available during nighttime in the game. So let's go ahead and grab that from him. And I've got Handy Dandy Festival Buddy 2 running here, so it will highlight or put a little box around the ones that I can click on that qualify for whatever that festival announcer is saying. So we do that. I'm going to just try and scooch that around a little bit. All right. And it also has it up here, but it's got a timer going, so I could hit it again. I could hit a firework again, but it was a little close, so I'm going to not try and do that. But it's okay. So here I need to put up a yellow one. And if I wait, the timer for when he's going to announce the next one is 7 seconds away, but this is going to be done in like now seconds away. So I've got like 2 to 3 seconds in which I can launch the next one. And then I have to just wait for the cooldown, but that's fine. I do that. And then I'm ready to kick on the next one. So sometimes you can get 2 of them within 1 round. which just makes this go faster. Now we are at Fordawn, which still counts as night. As you can see up here on your radar, there's a little moon symbol there, and it tells you right now nighttime, Fordawn. So Fordawn counts as a nighttime part of the day-night cycle in Lotro. There's a whole list on the wiki, by the way, which is really nice, of what's day, what's night. But you can see on your mini radar whether you are in day or night. I just forget things like, is Fordawn day or night? I don't know. But obviously we can see it's still nighttime because we've got the little moon symbol. So like I said, this quest is only available during the nighttime cycle. So in 16 minutes when we hit dawn, it's going to go away. And we won't be able to do this again until the next time the night cycle comes around, which is like 2.5 hours. Because the full cycle is like 4 hours, rough numbers. The whole thing is about 4 hours, and it's like 2.5 and 1.5-ish. So in theory, because you can hear, oh, well, when we get this done, how many we got left? That was it. Okay, cool. So now we've let off 10 of the correct fireworks, thank goodness. So we can talk to this guy, and he's like, cool, and that counts as one of our activities. Now if I click on him, you'll see it says fireworks and Bree, 29 minutes and 54 seconds. So I can do this again in half an hour, which is cool. And in fact, I try to do this every half hour with every one of my characters as much as I can during the night cycle. However, as we were just talking about, dawn is going to come in 15 minutes. So I'm not going to be able to do fireworks in 29 minutes because this guy won't be ready to do fireworks. So I have to wait. Now what will be ready in 15 minutes is these two guys will have a quest. So if we're still trying to figure out something to do for a quest, we can come back in 15 minutes and pick that up from those guys. So what else are we going to do? Well, I still have the envelopes quest to do, so that's one. I'm sitting at 3 right now out of 7, right? Okay, so of that, I've got, yeah, let's see, is there any fireworks to be watching? Yeah, I guess we didn't have a lot of people doing fireworks. It's so funny how sometimes it's super busy and then sometimes it's like really quiet. Okay, so I could do 2 more of the gift chain, but then I wouldn't have anything to do tomorrow for out of that section. So, you know, that's questionable if I want to do that or not. I can do the, there's an instance where you run around and help Gandalf light up some fireworks and you have to do some battle. Not really in the mood to do any battle, so I'd prefer not to do that. I prefer not to be in battle with something that can defeat me and I have to defeat it. It's not really my jam. Especially with characters that I don't really know how to play. And this is a mariner and I do okay, but, you know, it's okay if we don't do that. Okay, so if I do envelopes, excuse me, that will take me to 4. So I still need 3 more. Well, one of them, oh, those are the fireworks let off by characters, I believe. Okay, so one of the things we can do, actually 2 technically, are the the horse races. Those are the words I'm trying to say. So let's go over here to the Breeland Festival Grounds. We're going to click on that horse and click go. Hi. We're going to say hi to Casper. He's been snoozing hard this afternoon. Yeah, you're doing a great job snoozing. Okay, so then we're going to run over here. Hi. You're just going to cuddle up next to me? Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. He's not a small guy, so when he leans up against me, I notice it. It's very sweet. It's very warm. Okay, so these horse races. I hesitate to say horse races because it's going to put me on a pony, you see. So it's not a horse race, it's a pony race. But steed race doesn't sound right, so I don't know. Anyway, there's one here, and then there's one over in the Shire, near the housing over there. So those are kind of like 2 more that you can do, but you have to get there. So thankfully the Bree one is really easy to get to. It's right here. So the Bree Fields Anniversary Run.
Would you do something for me?
So are you here to try out the obstacle course? Yes, I am. So here you have to choose a racehorse or a race pony. If I try a racehorse, it says your race is not compatible. So it automatically assigns you to the one you that works with your race. So the ponies for the short folk and the horses for the tall folk. Just like you get when you get a new mount. If you are a short folk, you get a pony, and if you're a tall folk, you get a horse. Unless it's like a goat or something. But even then, it still scales. So if you're short folk, you get a small goat, and if you're a tall folk, you get a big goat, which is kind of funny. It's fun when you see somebody else with the same mount as you, and then you're on the short version and they're on the tall version. I don't know we'll see too many of that right now because the new mount from the Spring Festival, that's the one I'm rocking, and I haven't seen a lot of people on it since the festival ended. I think a lot of people have gone back to the regular mounts, or they're just not on a mount. So, all right, so we did the festival, we did that one, so that gets us to 4. And you can tell I've been kind of zooming through. So what I normally do is, if the fireworks are on in Bree, is I will do the fireworks, and then I will log out with that character, log on with my next one, because I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters on this server through the festival every day as much as I can, because I'm trying to level them up. That's the whole point of this, is I want to increase their levels and get them up to 131, because at 130 they finish off that they finish the deeds for reaching 130, and so then they'll get the titles because they're doing that difficulty slider thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna head back to Bree, and there's a horse right there that will automatically take me back. So I want to go back to that guy. So, okay, so we're at 4. Well, let's go get the envelopes. Let's get that out of the way. And we have 10 minutes until we can do the other one. So, they are layering Bree pretty aggressively right now. And I think now the reason they did that was because Rivendell housing opened recently, and there were a handful of places in Bree that you could purchase a Rivendell house, and they wanted to make sure that it just wasn't, mobbed, those locations. So they made Bree very layered, and that's still in play. I feel like they could kind of let that up a little bit. Okay, so because I think the housing rush is, has kind of happened, and they're ready to move on. Okay, so we have these envelopes, and some of them are flying around like that one. Some of them are like lying on the ground or smooshed up against pillars or things like that. I don't see any right now over here, but over here there's a handful that could be like that. So the key is that you see an envelope, and if you're trying to chase one down that's flying around, you want to get just in front of it and then click the use button. I use select and use with these things a lot because that's the easiest way to capture them. So for example, let's keep looking, see if we can find another one. Okay, so this one's easier. This one is lying on the ground. It's not going anywhere. I don't have to chase it down. So I will hit select, and then I will hit use, and my character will walk over and pick it up. Let's find another flying one if we can. Oh, here's another flying one. So you can see how it's flying along, and then it just changed its direction. So I want to get just in front of it and then hit use. So that's how you capture these flying ones. Took me a little while to get the hang of it, but once you've got the rhythm of it, it gets easier. So basically you kind of have to anticipate where it's going to go, but most of them have kind of a, they have a pattern and they follow that. Here we go. Here's another envelope that's just laying on the ground. That's not going anywhere. So that one's easy to capture. So if you do find the flying ones hard to get, you can just keep walking around and looking for these ones that are static. There's another one that's up there often. There's one here. There's one there. There's one at the top of the stairs where that person's going. The one over here is a little tricky because Lotra has a lot of invisible walls. So there's an invisible wall right here, and I can't just run over. And but if you're like right on the edge, you can get around this invisible wall. Now, funny thing is I get through that invisible wall and then there's another one. So basically they put an invisible wall where this post is and where this one is. But if you're right on the edge, you can slide by them, or you can like jump around them. Sometimes I'm good at that. But anyway, so that's the trick to getting the one that's over there, is you have to kind of like kind of jump around. Whee! There we go. Made it to the corner. So yeah, so sometimes there'll be an envelope there. And if that doesn't work for you, on the other side of this pillar, there's often one laying on the ground. There's sometimes one on this tree right here. There's sometimes one at the corner of that house. There's one like basically kind of behind this, where the guard is standing. It's like up against that wall there. Sometimes there'll be one here on the other side of this pillar. In the grass over here. Here's some sneaky ones that most people don't know about. If you go and back here, there's actually a small little alleyway. And so sometimes there's one here. I think there's somebody who's just ahead of me who knows where these are. There's one here in this corner though. So sometimes you can score two right there from that little alley. And then you come back out that alley and sometimes there'll be one right there in that corner. So you just jump this little fence, or if jumping is hard, you can go in and out the gate. Sometimes there's one on the ground right here. There's another one. Yeah, here it is. In between these houses, so where the houses kind of come together. There's one here on the ground over here. And let's see. Usually there's a couple of them that are flying around this area. There's one there. There's often one flying in this area as well. And then on the wall here, there's often one hanging, like attached to the wall. So there's a bunch of places. Oh, and this one. This one's a newer one that shows up a lot recently. That's great. I love this one. So it's just like right on this banner here. That's a good one. Now, there are two that show up over here. And we go around this little bitty wall. And you see there's one on the ground here in the corner. That one is easy to get to. The second one that shows up over here, though, is on the corner at the top of the wall there. And that one's harder to get to. I find these walls are not always easy to get up to. So you have to kind of jump your way forward, and then you can get onto the wall. And then what I do is I run to the end, but then the tree's in my way a little bit. So I'm like, am I going to fall off the edge? Hopefully not. But then you can click on it and then just use the use button and it'll take you directly to it. So that's another one that you can get to. Look, see, there's the one on the pillar. It showed up since we were chatting. So if you are not proficient at catching the flying ones, you can still find, oh yeah, and I forgot about this one underneath the banner. You should be able to find at least 6 of them, and that's just in this area. I didn't show you further down. If you go, like towards the south gate, the South Bree gate, there's some more down there. So hopefully this helps if you are struggling with being able to catch the flying ones. Excuse me, hopefully all of these kind of more static locations are also helpful to you. And then of course there's a handful of them around here that we talked about, like one at the top of the stairs there, one against that window, the one up there. Oh, there it is even. Yeah, let's go grab it. Sure. So again, we got to do the little jump around business. Oops, I didn't jump far enough. There we go. Yep, got it. Cool. Oh, there's a flying one. We can chase that one down. So what I do, see, as I get just a little bit ahead of it, and then it comes to me, and then I can grab it, you see. There's another static one. And he's chasing the flying ones. Yeah, okay, I'll go grab it then. Since I don't struggle with this, if I see other people going for something, I try to let other folks get it if we're nearby each other. Okay, so then you've got, you know, in your inventory. Now, you can only collect the envelopes while you have the quest active. Yeah, oh yeah, and Ginger points out there's one on the target in the jail yard, reappears every 8 seconds. So you could just stand there and get a whole bunch of them. So once you have it, have the envelopes, then you can start opening them. And like I said, you can only do that while you have the quest active. Oh yeah, another good one is there's often one right up here too. So again, it's one of those walls where you gotta basically go to the end, and then you jump up, and then go to the end and pick it up. Okay, so I have the quest active. So I'm gonna open an envelope, and I got an invitation. All right, let's keep opening. So now I got an unwanted message. That's these things right here. It just says it's an old unwanted letter which was seemingly discarded. You can sell this item to any vendor for some coin. So yeah, it's worth like 11. I don't know. It's worth some coin. So I just sell them. Oh yeah, I have they're worth 1 silver each. Whatever. That ain't bad. I don't hate it when that happens. All right, we got another festival invitation. Another invitation. Another invitation. Oh, we're just getting all invitations today, practically. There we go. Got another unwanted message. That's another coin. Oh, okay. That time I got an anniversary token. Oh, here, we can go grab this. Shabam. Because I still haven't found my 6 things, so I still have the quest active. So I can still do stuff here. Okay, but now I have collected a 6th invitation. So now I go turn this bad boy in.
What do you need?
And so now if I try to chase the letters, I can follow them and stuff, but nothing happens. I can't pick it up. So, so if you want to stock up a little bit ahead, like when you have extra time like this, you know, standing around and gathering them while you can is always nice. I often will try to do that quest in coordination with the fireworks that we're going to go pick up quest. Because I find those two, I mean, you're going all over, up and back and forth across Bree, and there's letters basically in that same range. So it just, they go well together. But hey, if we notice, it's dawn. Day has broken. They're finishing up the fireworks quest. But the next one's in 13 minutes. So sad, won't be able to participate because he won't be doing it. But I can go ahead and pick up this quest from these guys, which is called Sparking an Interest. And this is the one where you got to go around and light off fireworks around Bree. There we go. Thank you everyone for coming. Please return at nightfall for our next show. So he is done. So if you were in the middle of that quest, then you just failed it. It's kind of sad. Okay, so picking up this quest from those guys, there's a handful. So you'll see through Bree. This is it's kind of light, but there, see, kind of flickering in and out there. That's the trajectory that I'm looking at. And throughout that, there are basically 7 zones, and I need to do 6 fireworks. So that one right there counts for the same zone as this one right here. So if I can just click on here, that lets off a firework. That is then next to this other zone, of which there's one here, and here, and here, and here. So we have a number of options. So you can, which is great because like last year, I think it was, these were not resetting, and there were fewer options as well, which made this even harder. So notice somebody just put one there, and it's already come back up for that person to go ahead and do one. So they are respawning much, much faster this year, which is so good. I haven't gotten into a situation where I wasn't able to do a firework in an area. Oh yeah, so let's pause for a second though. If you look at the map, so we look at the map and you can see, hopefully you can see, that the area behind me is empty now. Like I got all the firework zones I could do there. Oh, I should have done it in between the 2 zones. Well, here, we'll do this one. Okay, so there's 2 spots up here that I know of for sure. There's that one right there, which is what most people go for, and that's what I'm guessing that person's going to go for. Yeah. Do it. Do it. There we go. So you see that one disappeared from me. But there is another one really close by, and that's this one here on the stage. I think, yeah, I think this one also is the same zone. So I can go down here and do this one. So that's 3 locations, and that captures this area here. So now I just need to do 3 more, and I've got 4 zones I can choose from, so we're doing fine. So this is the one that used to catch people out so bad, because this was the only spot, but now they've added this one, and there may even be a 4th location. Oh yeah, it's on the other side of there. So we're doing great. And so we can look at our map and we can see, okay, I gotta go down here to get numbers 5 and 6. But you see how I'm just going through the same place where I was just collecting envelopes? So, you know, having envelopes being on that same quest wouldn't be a problem. Okay, so that one is one that a lot of people go for. There's also one there, and oh, there's an envelope next to it. I'm trying to think if there's a 3rd and 4th or this one. I don't think so. It may just be these 2. Okay, so she's going for that one. So I could go ahead and do this one over here. Although, you know, I'm kind of curious to see how long it takes for this to respawn for me. Yeah, look at that. It respawned already, like so fast. So way better than it was, like, I think it was last year. It was so bad last year. Okay, so for this, so I just need 1 more, and I've got 2 zones, actually, technically. So we've got a fireworks location in here. This is one of my favorites. I love coming in here and do that one, because most people don't get that one. There was one right here. There's, if you go further on, the next zone is here, over here by the South Bree Gate. Have I not talked to that guy before?
What do you need?
All right, there we go. And then there's also one over here. And there's a bunch of letters in this area too. So sure, we'll just do this one real quick. So that's 6 for me. And so now I just got to go back and turn this in. And I'll show you guys real quick what Ginger I was talking about. So over here is where the Bree jail is. So if you pop in, there's a letter right there. These 2 are waiting for it. See that letter right there? It'll pop up frequently. So you can grab a letter there, and then you don't have to chase letters down at all. So that's another option. Hey, if you're looking to buy a house, we are really close by. Broker's office is right here. And the Rivendell person, bum-ba-da-bum, he's right here by the door. Hello, by the door guy.
Greetings, friend. Will you
Sure, I'll
lend
go
me
ahead and
your
take
ear?
your quest. Oh yeah, I'm good. Some of the housing, because I have a house in the Rivendell neighborhood, there's a quest to go around and see various things within the neighborhood. And once you finish that, you get a housing item. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Okay, so now we're just riding back to the hill where we got this quest from the hobbits. Now, if I was doing envelopes as well, now would be a great time, for me to go and finish that off and turn that in. Oh, is she gone already? Good gravy. The curator was here. Wow, that's fast. And then Rowan Raspberry is here.
Are you looking for something, friend?
Casper's dreaming. What do we got for housing? Oh, a lot of Rivendell stuff, of course. Rivendell housing just coming out. That makes sense. And bridge, horse stall. Okay. Yeah. And then pets and mounts. Harmonious stuff. Okay. What was it? Oh, yeah, there's a housing item from the curator that is the it's a scholar's bench, but it looks like it's all like, looks like a pottery. I think it's called the herbalist table. Yeah. It's one of my favorites. I love that. I love having that for my scholars. Okay, so now we can go and turn this in. So
Good day.
you've sparked some interest. Thanks, man. You're welcome. Okay, so we've done that. Well, now we're sitting on. We're gonna put that away for the moment. So now I've got 6 out of 7 quests done. It's not going to be fireworks time for another couple hours, so that's not worth waiting around for. So what am I going to do? Well, I could go deliver the wood carving to Esmeralda Burrows in Delving, but then I wouldn't really have anything for tomorrow. So basically at this point, I usually choose from one of a couple of things. If I'm a couple of things short, a lot of times I will go and just do the beer brawl up at Thorns Hall. Although I've noticed that there's not as many people there during the week as there were over the weekend. So that one's a little harder. What I'm more likely to do, especially since I just have one quest left to do, is I have a house in the Shire. So I'm going to travel to my personal house. And this is going to take me to the Shire homesteads, which is great because that's where I want to be. Now, if I didn't have a house in the Shire homesteads, I could just get myself to Delving and use travel from there, or because I was in Bree, I could have just gone to the housing broker and use that as a teleport to say, hey, take me, let me go tour a house in the Shire, or just use the book that they have next to them, and that'll take you to basically the entrance of any neighborhood, whichever neighborhood you pick. So that's also a quick way to travel over here. But basically, I just want to go out of the neighborhood because I want to go to something that is nearby. So I'm going to turn, and I'm basically just following the hedge here that is the Shire homesteads. Because on the other side of this hedge is the Shire homesteads. So, ba-bum. So I'm basically just following this hedge here. Because on the other side of that large rock is where we come to the horse race, or the pony race, for me. So it's really not far, because literally Shire Homesteads is right there. I don't think I can go up this rock. No, I can't, but I can go over here a little bit. So you can see that's one of the kin houses that you can get in Shire Homesteads. So you can see and you can look over and look in. So yeah, it's really close by. But you can't get out any other way. You can't hop the hedge or anything like that. But I can hop that. All right, so excuse me. I have allergies on my sinuses. Trying to flush it out. Drink plenty of water. Okay, so this horse race is right here. This is the Delving Fields anniversary run.
Stay and have some tea.
So we click on him, pick up the quest, and again we have to pick a pony because I dig a pony. All right, and now we have begun the race. This is the one that's slightly more difficult, so you just have to pay attention. Now here you can jump over the little edges of those. I do the first one, but I don't do the second one because I'm only so good at jumping. I go around that, which is fine as long as I come back out here to go in between these little posts. Hello, Pamela. All right, and then hang on, we got another jump to do. Now, this one and the other one, you can still make it even if you do fall once. And end up, slowed by the sticky mire or whatever. But it's a lot easier if you don't. All right. So, bam, we turn that into him. So now I have done 7, and it tells me on my quest here, talk to Waldo Rumble. So what I have done with every one of my characters that I'm running through the festival is they have a milestone, just one, right? Because you get one by default. And I have set it to Hobbiton Bywater. So we're going to teleport ourselves back to Hobbiton Bywater. How are you today, Pamela? Did you go and buy a house in the in the Rivendell zone? All right. Ah, yeah, somebody did do the fire on me. That was funny. I was still on fire. Okay, so from here, I'm down the hill, but I need to go up to the party tree, which is up there. So this is the closest milestone to the party tree. Now, if you're a hunter, you can bind yourself to the campsite that's at the top, which is really convenient. Or if you're doing festival with a hunter, then they could just pop you back over. But yeah, no big. Coming up from the milestone at the bottom of the hill is not a big deal either. So we come over here. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. And we talk to Waldo, and he says, "Good job, come back tomorrow." And I'll make it a little note on my paper. Go. And then basically every 3 days, you finish another thing. Festival. Oh, that's not the one I'm looking for. Oh, did I finish the thing? Oh, maybe it's only 9 days. I did do 3 rounds of it, so maybe that is why he's got that. Oh, yeah. Cool. And an anniversary adventure, I guess that's the one. All right, so, but yeah, so every 3 days you finish a wrapper, but it only goes on for 3 or 4 times a row. Oh my gosh, that's a really good Robin costume. Nice. I'm always like really taken aback by the creativity of the Lotro community. Okay. Pamela says, no Rivendell house yet, but I will eventually. Well, you're always welcome to visit mine, and we've got that whole neighborhood anyway, so, you know, you could just go pop from house to house. Take a look around, see what people have done with the places, you know, that sort of thing. But what I wanted to do is, so that ended up taking us about 45 minutes. It may not have needed to take us that long. I was, you know, we were chatting and we were looking and stuff like that. But one thing I will say is that this festival, doing 7 quests every day, is not something that you can really zoom through. It takes time. So now, like I said, a lot of times if the fireworks are active, what I will do is I will swap from one character to the next, to the next, to the next, and just do the fireworks. And by the time, and because I'm doing 5 on this server, by the time I've done the 5th character, the next character only has maybe 10 minutes to wait for the next round. So I'll go and do like the envelopes quest, or go do the podium race or something like that, and then come back, and then it's about ready to go. So that's not too bad. But what I wanted to do here is, so I've gone ahead and switched back over to my main character, Rosenbloom. And let's go ahead and give her some fast feet and a cat for fun. All right. So I have already picked up the anniversary quest from Waldo, so I don't need to talk to him. And I actually did a thing or two. I haven't been running through her through the festival every day, so I just pick up the quest and then keep working on it periodically. But what I thought we would do is, one of the things that Waldo has, and then one of the things that Waldo's niece, Odelia, over here have, are these quests that are, let's see, is it here? Yeah, Anniversary Scavenger Hunt. So from Waldo is the Anniversary Scavenger Hunt, and I can do a Anniversary Scavenger Hunt for him, and it starts at year 1. And then after you do year 1, you can do year 2, and after year 2, you can do year 3, and so forth. So it goes on up from there. And then those take you all over Middle Earth, and like, you are not just in Eriador, which you see here, but also you may end up having to go to Rohan and Gondor and Rovanian. Like, you're just all over the place. So the other option is the niece over here, Odelia, and she has a different quest, which is basically the same scavenger hunt, but it only is things that take place within that zone. So anything that was it only takes place in Eriador. So anything outside of Eriador just got chopped off, and you don't have to do those pieces. The difference is, though, you get better stuff, basically. You get more stuff. So like from Waldo, because you're doing more things. So for example, the year 1 scavenger hunt card, if you do it with Waldo, you get like an anniversary token, a Tome of Farmer Maggot's Dog, and the Stone of Eric for your house. If you do the Eriador version, you get anniversary token, Farmer Maggot's Dog, but you don't get the Stone of Eric. So that's the difference between whether you want to make the choice to do the harder one or the easier one. That's something to take into consideration. Now, after you've picked up that wrapper quest from either of them, whichever one it is you want to do, then you come over here to the scrolls that are on the wall. So, or hanging from the tree, I should say. And I have done piecemeal bits of this in the past. Specifically Eriador. So you could see I have Eriador year 11. So it says Tales Gollum, year 11 Travels, Ruins of Middle Earth, Eriador year 11 Trifles, Long List of the Ents. So there are 3 categories of these scavenger hunts for each year. So you have a Tales, a Travels, and a Trifles. So for example, in this case, Tales, if I were to take it, I need to go to Gollum's cave and search for the precious. I need to gather remembrances, which are these things that are kind of floating in the air. You just touch them. And then I need to visit the memory of the creature at Garbert's cottage to experience a trap for the creature. So that was an interactive moment that you did on Landscape where something was stealing the fish from this cottage and scaring the inhabitants of the house, and it turns out it was just Gollum stealing fish. And then you follow him around. Okay, so each year there's a Tales, and it takes a particular character, and you go do things that are specific to that character within the storyline. So for example, I have not just Eriador, but the whole wide world, year 1 Tales, Frodo. And so the version that was just Eriador did also include gathering remembrances at Bag End, talk to Lobelia Sackville Baggins, pat Farmer Maggot's dog Grip, pat Farmer Maggot's dog Fang, enjoy a meal in Tom Bombadil's house, dance on a table in the Prancing Pony, talk to Frodo in Bilbo's room in Rivendell, faint by the Rangers' camp beneath Weathertop. But then also for this version, there is sit in the chair atop Amon Hen, defeat fell spirits in the dead marshes, and gather remembrances in Henneth Anun. You're not doing that stuff if you're like a level 20 character. But the version that didn't have the Henneth Anun and Amon Hen stuff, that is potentially doable by level 20. Okay, so that's why this one hasn't been done, though, because I am not prepared to go to those places with this character. So that's Tales. Now let's talk about Travels. Travels is basically like go to a place that you probably have been to before, and the way they make it work from an in-game perspective is you have to gather remembrances. So there's like these little floaty things, and then you just click on them. And so out of these places, I have to go and gather 14 of them for Ruins of Middle Earth. So, for example, I would need to go to the Midgewater Marsh, Misty Mountains, Anuminas, Barrow Downs, South Trollshaws, and Kingsvale. Now, it just says explore the ruins of. So this is where the wiki really comes in handy, because that's vague. That's super vague. Let's see. Yeah, so the Eriador version, I'm looking on the wiki, and here, let me just share this link with you guys. Oops, wrong thing. So this is the Lotra Wiki page I'm looking at right now, and because if you scroll down, it's got the scavenger hunts, it's got them all listed there. So this is Eriador year 11, Ruins of Middle Earth. So Yeah, okay. So it's basically got very specific coordinates it wants you to go to. In the Midwater Marsh, you're going to the Marshwater Fort. Misty Mountains, you're going to a particular lookout. Numnosh, you go to a special place. Barrow Down, yeah. So it wants you to go to very particular places and then find remembrances there. So that's like an option we could do. And then let's talk lastly about trifles. So trifles are silly. It's kind of a yeah, it's its own category and it's got silly things to do. So, for example, one of the trifles for year 4 is a good old skirmish. So, you need to go and complete a handful of skirmishes: Trouble in Tuckborough, Attack at Dawn, Thievery and Mischief, and Defense of the Prancing Pony in this particular case. Another trifles is Old Foes. Go and defeat Bogark, Dit, Farathug. Some of those are really low level things. Jagger Jack. But then you got like Morphin, Mange Maw, Rothlug, Skilthy Blackhand, and Svalfang. Actually, none of those are terrible, I don't think. But you got to go to each one of them and defeat them, and then it counts for the thing. Okay. Another trifles is the long list of the Ents. This one cracks me up. So the Ents want you to go and find these various things. So Buck the Leaper, Bear the Bee Hunter, Boar the Fighter, Hound is Hungry, Eagle in the Eyrie, Hawk is Swiftest, Coldest Serpent, Serpent Coldest. There's a snake that's like sitting on a rock or something. The Hobbit Children, the Laughing Folk, the Little People. There's 2 of them here that will show up for you, and then the long list of Ents assistance scroll. So it's a go and see a bunch of stuff quest. So that one is amusing. But I thought we would do a different go see a bunch of stuff quest. So I'm gonna stick with the Eriador stuff because let's just make my life easier, right? Let's do travels. We're gonna do year 8 travels, which is tombs and haunts. So I need to go and explore these various tombs in Eriador. I looked it up ahead of time. They happen to be in the Barrow Downs. So that's not too terrible. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. So you can see why I get kind of particular about doing these anniversary hunt quests, because I have to look at it and go, is it something that I can do? You know, is it possible for me to accomplish that? And a lot of times I find that it's easier to do these things if I'm like with other people. But since we're doing this on our own, I was like, all right, well, what can I do on my own that I feel comfortable with? And I think this one we can do. So we're going to go and let's see. Okay, so hang on. Let's remove all those and go back in and pick the Scavenger. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put that on there. And then if I look at my map, it's not showing me where I need to go. It's very non-specific about this. But again, this is where the Lodra Wiki can come in really handy. So if I pull up, we're doing Eriador year 8, tombs and haunts. And it says you only need to enter each tomb, no deep exploring or collecting remembrances, so that's handy. Okay, so you know what, we're just gonna go over to the Barrow Downs. Okay, so where am I? I just crossed the bridge. So let's just keep going here. And then there's like a side, well, not a side entrance, but there's an entrance to the, Barrow Downs. We'll just keep going. Over here. Yeah. Kind of behind this, this wall that's falling apart there. You can kind of see it there. So we want to go up and up into this entrance. This will get us into the Barrow Downs. You can see there's a trail here. So there's like a little trail that came from the road, but I just came straight across. So, and then there's like that person laying there, which starts a quest. There's these vile barghests, which are also for a deed. But we're not worried about that. So we are looking for these specific tombs. So what's this one? This one is Taradan. Explore the Barrow of Taradan. Well, we need to do that. So in we go. All right. Cool. I heard it go tick, and it disappeared off my thing. It didn't say anything about, like, you have explored the Barrow of Taradan, but apparently it counted. Now, another thing that is handy is if you've been here before, you've got these little flags, and they will tell you what it is if you hover over it. So the Barrow of Ringdor is right there, and that is one that we need. So that's to the south. So we're going to head over, I think it's that one. Also, being over-leveled is really handy here. Yep, Barrow of Ringdor. So we've stepped in, but we need to go a little bit further. There we go. And then it just ticked off. So that ain't bad. This is going very quickly. That's all right. Hey, kitty cat. Okay, so what's the next one? We need Hotham, Gwentham, and Hod Arch. All right, so what we got here? We've got Hod Marinel. Nope, that's not it. Barrow of Oron. Nope. How about this one? This one is Dead Spire. Nope. So let's check Southern Bree, or sorry, the Southern Barrow Downs. We've got, oh yeah, Goltham. I think that was one of the ones I needed. Maindar. Oh, Gwantham. That was one of the ones we needed. Okay, so we definitely, yeah, I think they're all in the South Barrow Downs, the rest of them. So we just need to get ourselves over there, which, so we're in the North Barrow Downs now, and basically I need to get over to that little zigzag thing and get onto the other side of that ridge. Yeah, this is a lot easier when you're over leveled, right? Okay, so now we're in the Southern Barrow Downs. Oop. We are definitely in the Southern Barrow Downs. And we're looking for some tombs. There's one. Which one's that one? Maynard. Nope, not on the list. What else we got? That's the Great Barrow. We don't need that. Oh, did we need Gotham? No. How about Gwantham? Yes. Okay, so we need to go that way. Up and over. And we might need to go up and around. Also, if you are like B4, you might be using a plugin called Waypoint. He really likes to use that one. And so I could like put in the coordinates into Waypoint, and then I just hit like the location, and then it will be like, it'll put a little arrow on the screen showing me which direction I need to go. But it's a snapshot, so if I move along, it doesn't change the arrow for me. I just have to hit that again. Yeah, he loves Waypoint. Okay, so cool. It's already pulled off the map, off of our list here. So now we can go back out. Oh, and you know what? While we're here, I'm just going to go ahead. I need to use up... I'm still working my way through these bacon pies from the Spring Festival. So what happens is you eat a pie, and this hobbit comes running through. This hungry hobbit. Bacon? Yeah. Okay. Let's keep working on our things. So we have Ariak. Yep, that's one of the ones we need. So we need to kind of go that way. All right. There we go. And it was over this way, right? Oop. That's fine. Ooh, silver. Hard to say no to silver. Let's look at the map again. Oh, okay. It's right over here. Got it. Oh, now there's a ring on the map. Interior quest location. Probably the thing that we're doing. Funny thing though is it doesn't show up on the world map, just on my radar map, so that's funny. It's sneaky, sneaky. Is this the one? Well, we'll find out. Oh, using that has no effect. Apparently it's not that one. Alright, where am I supposed to be going? Oh, I'm at a different one. How about over here? Okay, cool. That went off of my list. Sweet. So we just have one more left to go. And what is it? Is it that one? Nope. 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 No. Uh-oh, did we miss it? Was it on the North Barrow Downs? Which is it, that one? No. Dead Spire. No. There no. Ringdoor. Paradan. Okay, I'm not finding it, so I might go to the wiki and get the coordinates. And then we might use Waypoint. I'll have to see if I have Waypoint installed. Let me go to my plugins real quick. And let's look at Waypoint. Alright, we'll go ahead and load it. Oh, should have just loaded for her. And then I just have to know how to use it. Northwest in northern, says before. Okay, so let me get the coordinates for that. So I'm looking, okay, how do I use Waypoint, honey? What do I type in here? Okay. So I do /way, thank you, and then target, and then I type in the coordinates, just like what before has done there. So I'm going to type that into my general. And now, let me see if I can move this. Well, it's right on top of me. I'm just trying to think. There, I should be able to. There we go. So see, I have a little arrow here now. And it's saying, hey, you want to go over there. So we're going to do that. Now, that does involve me, like, navigating my way out of the South Barrow Downs to the North Barrow Downs, but that should be not too hard. Now, notice that the arrow hasn't changed. It doesn't know my destination necessarily. But what before is pointing out here is the circle is telling me, hey, you're looking at old information. You need to refresh. So, but I know I'm going to have to refresh once I get out of the South Barrow Downs anyway. So I'm kind of waiting till I get a little bit further and I can see the Northern Barrow Downs and then I know where I'm going. Okay, so here we go. Now we're a little bit more on track. So let's refresh. And now it's like, okay, I got to go that over there. Oh, and as before points out, you can click on the circle, which is the easiest way for me, or you can type /LOC, which I think he has like bound to a keystroke. I've injured myself in a fall. Oh no. All right, I've gone a little too far. And it's so cute. It tells me that I'm like 450 miles away, or meters away, excuse me, not miles. Okay, we're getting closer. Oh, it's possible I haven't been to this one. That might be why it didn't show up for me. Oh yeah, you have it as a mouse tilt. I have, that's for me, that's mounting and dismounting. Way more important than using Waypoint. Sorry. All right, I'm on track and I'm only 133 away now. Is it perhaps this one? Let's find out. No, I don't think it's this one. Can't get in there. Oh, but it might be this one. There we go. Completed! Okay, so now, okay, so I'm done with Waypoint here, and there's a little X if you hover over it. It's just right up at the top. So I'm done with that. So now it says, my quest is ready to advance, year 8 travels. So I click on it, so you completed a scavenger hunt card. So I'll go ahead and finish that now. But now, I want to go and turn in what I did to get credit with Odelia. So I'm going to go back to the hill, and thankfully I have set my camp as the hill, so that makes this really nice and easy. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I incremented my anniversary festival activities. So doing that counted as doing completing that, and and pressing that I completed it indicates that it counts as a festival activity. So yay. Now, why didn't she want to talk to me? What's up, Odelia? I did a thing. I don't know. But we did a thing. Wonder what she wants from me. What do you want from me, Odelia? Oh, she may want me to do it in order, maybe? Hang on. She wants me to do a year 11. Oh, okay, so here's something I forgot to mention, is that you only get credit once for each year. So, for example, with her uncle over there, with Waldo over there, he wants me to do a year 1. And he doesn't care if I do travels, tales, or trifles. He just wants me to do a year 1. I don't, before saying you don't need to do all of your, no, I think you just need to do 1 of a year. So, because I have done you notice how I have like an assortment of things here. I've got like a year 2 trifles I haven't done. I've got a year 4 trifles I haven't done. Year 9 travels I haven't done. But I've done the others of that year, and I got credit for it. So notice that she is saying, so her quest, let me pull it back up again. Her quest says complete an Eriador year 11 scavenger hunt, because I've done a 1, a 2, a 3, a year 4, year 5, 6, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10. But I haven't done any Eriador year 11s, and that's why they're all sitting here, because I haven't done any of them. I don't want to do Gollum because getting lost, because you have to go through the, what is that place called? It's where all the goblins are. Where Frodo got lost and stuff. You have to go into there and find your way all the way down, and I don't have that map in front of me, so I'm not sure that that's a success today. Going to the ruins, or going to do the long list of the ends. Also amusing. But the reward I would get from her is a Gollum mask, which I don't want. So I think that's the other reason why I haven't bothered to do any of the 11s, is because I'm not excited about the thing. Yeah, Goblin Town. You have to go to do year 11 Tales Gollum, you have to go to the Misty Mountains Goblin Town. And I don't really want to do that. Now, there is a limited number of these anniversary scavenger hunts, though. So originally there was the regular one, not Eriador, and it only goes through year 11. If you do a year 11 scavenger hunt with Waldo Rumble, you get the Gollum mask, but you also get the emote Ent Horn. That's the one where your character stands there and goes, ooh, which is kind of fun. So that might be worth getting in the future, but I don't have the ability to get that from Waldo right now, because he wants me to do a year 1, and then he'll want me to do a year 2, and then 3, and then 4. So it'll be a little while before I can get there. But I suppose we could start. Well, no. What do I need? What does Waldo want? He wants me to do a year 1, right? Hang on. Yeah, I haven't done any year 1s, I guess. I'd have to do Frodo, Towering Monuments, or Old Foes. And you have to do it all during the festival. You can't do like part of it now and part of it next year or anything like that. It's all has to be done at once. I mean, within the festival. I don't have to do it all in one day. But I have to do it all during the festival. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I think we're just going to skip that for now. The end horn might be a goal for next year. But what I was thinking we might do is do Eriador Year 9 Travels Middle Earth Curiosities, because this one's cute. So let me pull up this, because this is going to involve a little bit of knowing where I'm going. Yeah. Okay. So we need to go here. I'm going to go ahead and accept this quest. Cool. And we need to go and find a handful of interesting places or interesting things. So we need to find a snowman, the snowman of Eredluin, the tallest cow of Buckland. I think I know where that is. The sand castle of Avendim. I know roughly where that is, but I might get the coordinates to make sure we get there. The cat house of Breetown. I know where that is. Well, I know, I know where that is. And the turtle house of Breetown, which I need a little help, but I know roughly where that is. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we'll go find a cow. I'm pretty sure I know which cow it is. So if I'm right, it won't take us too long because I'm just going to ride over to Buckland. I'm not sure if there's a faster way to get there. Maybe through the dockmaster? Because, you know, we do have dockmasters now. And I do have a dockmaster at my house. You know what? Let's give that a try. Just, you know, why not? Okay, so I'm going to pop us over to my house in Lindleby. One of my houses, my house up high in Lindleby, because I have a stable master mount there. Oh my gosh. So here's a funny story. So there was this huge land rush last week for getting the new houses in Rivendell, right, when that came out. And so everybody was like trying to coordinate with their friends or their kins or whatever. And I have elven characters, and so I was coordinating with an elven kin that they're in. That's kind of a corollary to the Hobbit kins that I'm in. But anyway, so it's a lot of people that I already hang out with, so that was great. So we were trying to coordinate getting all of us into a neighborhood together, and there's 7 houses in the new Rivendell housing neighborhoods. So as opposed to like here where there's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 maybe houses in Lindleby. So definitely a different number, right? Like there's more houses here than there are in the Rivendell is the smallest one of the premium housing neighborhoods. Okay, so we were trying to coordinate, and we were going to get the kin house. We're getting the kin house, so it was basically like wherever the kin house, whichever neighborhood we end up getting a kin house in, the rest of us will just try and grab the houses in that same neighborhood, and we had to do it really fast. Like we were on voice together on Discord. The neighborhood came up. We all jumped in there, got the houses bought. I mean, and the neighborhood was sold out in, I swear it was like 30 seconds. It was crazy because we were like ready to go. And then one person who wasn't in the kin bought a house in the neighborhood. So that means 6 of us got houses like immediately. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, so we got that done. And then like the next day, I think, some of us who are, let's say, active participants in supporting Lotro and what they do, like streaming, you know, we got a wonderful little gift package from Cordovan, and it included a premium ingredient crate. So I've got a spare one of those now that I can put out at maybe my Rivendell house. I got a little hedgehog house. So let me see, do I have one here? Oh no, that's a shrew mouse. Yeah, little hedgehog burrow, like this little guy. So cute. So, so now I've got a spare one of those that I might put out at my Rivendell house. But then also included some housing coins to help out. Well, funny thing is I just spent my housing coins, right? So now I have extra, homesteading coins, and that I wasn't expecting to have, which is a fantastic, gift. So now I'm like, well, what am I going to do with them? So I'm just thinking that, man, wouldn't it be handy to just have one of these stable master stands at every one of my, and maybe a dock master's skiff at every one of my houses? Because then it wouldn't matter where I end up. Be like, okay, cool, I can travel. Boom, let's go. So let's give this a try. So I'm going to pull up the dock master, and she appears right in front of me. Hello. Can you send me to Buckland by boat travel? Excellent. Yeah, Cool Witch says that land rush was crazy. No kidding. We were scattered about. Like, I think one person was inside a neighborhood, and we were on different layers in Bree, those of us who were in Bree, so we weren't even seeing each other. And like, I'll go back over to Bree here in a second just to kind of show what we were doing, but it was crazy to watch how fast these were going. Okay, so through the Bingo Boffin quest line, at one point, we're trying to gather up the cousins of Bingo Boffin, and one of them is this cow, is trying to get these cows. Says these hobbits are not going to talk that cow down anytime soon, because one of the, let's see, these are all townspersons, but I think one of the hobbits, one of the cousins, is up here helping to try to get the cow down, which is why I remember that this cow is here. That's why that sticks out to me. But we've rounded up the cousins, so now they're all hanging out here. Might be Angelica who's up there helping with the cow, but yeah, they're all over here now. So, but anyway, so that we have found the cow, the tallest cow in Bree. All right, so now let's go to. I'm actually going to send myself to Lalia's Market. What's that? Journey to the Ledger Keepers. Oh, I don't remember that. Lalia, there we go. Yes, go that way. I think I want to take the Beatles song, Me and My Monkey, and rewrite the lyrics to be something to do with that monkey. I think that'd be funny. Oh, and I wasn't even in here. This was another option, is you could be in here to buy a house, and you can just go over to this board, and that's a place where you can purchase a house. And the list of housing neighborhoods is there. But that's only listing the housing neighborhoods that have houses available to them. But let's just, we'll go ahead and get out here. Okay, let's grab a mount. And we'll head down to the broker's office. Well, I hope everybody got what they wanted from the curator while she was there. I didn't realize that she was leaving so fast. All right, so here's the broker's office. So once it started going for sale, so basically I was like standing over here, and I was just looking at this guy. So this is the housing broker, and so he would have the list of the neighborhoods with stuff in them, and you can already see like all of these neighborhoods here that are still available. Like this has one house available. This one has 5. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 1. Oh, there's 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Like so many of the houses in these neighborhoods like are gone. There's 3 houses. Oh no, for 5 left in that neighborhood, including the kinship house. That's nice. So if somebody's looking to move into a neighborhood and with their kin, that's got 5 out of the 7 available. But yeah, you can see so many of these neighborhoods, there's only like 1 or 2 houses left because they were very, very popular. So what I was doing is I was actually looking at this ledger that's right next to him, because that is the list of all neighborhoods in total. because we were looking for some particular names, and I was like, so this list was nowhere near this long. Like it was just like 5, you know. And so then I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm watching, and then it would be like 9, and then it would be like okay, and then we'd watch and it was like, and then if you were watching the housing broker, it would come
How
up
may I
and
be
there'd
of
be
service
like
to you?
a couple of neighborhoods would pop up, and then they'd be like, and you'd refresh, and they're like, and they're gone. There's like no neighborhoods. It was like, what? Coolidge says it took me about 20 minutes to get a kin house and personal house in the same neighborhood. Kin houses were gone by the time I got all the button clicks finished. It was like crazy, right? It was so amazing. Yeah, in terms of kin houses that are available right now, there are some. It's more than one neighborhood, but still, compared to the number of neighborhoods that are, there's a lot of kin houses that have been taken, which is pretty wild. I mean, and there's yeah, like this one, there's a couple neighborhoods like where just the kin house is available, and everything else has been taken, like that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah, it's just wild to me how these were very, very popular. It's great though. I mean, you know, I think that hopefully that helps SSG then want to continue to invest the time and the energy into making more premium housing, because it's pretty awesome. So okay, so yeah, so I was like standing in there during that and just like, you know, refreshing, going back and forth between the ledger to see what houses, you know, and to see if our name would come up, and the other side to see if anything was even there. And but thankfully we got it. We had ended up with good coordination. It was, yeah, I felt like we were lucky in a way that we were all able to be, like so many of us were able to be online at the same time, online in the game, and also like be able to communicate on Discord and coordinate that way. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the cat house, and I need to go to the scholars. I'm gonna go up the scholars way. So that's down through here, down through the low gate. And then I'm gonna go here through the scholar stair archive. Me and this hungry hobbit are. Hello. And out here. And then we're gonna run across here. Because if you do, there's the Spring Festival quest where you are putting out some flowers for somebody, and you put them out on a table here, and then it turns out that's not right. You were supposed to put them out, give them to the woman who lives over here. But you'll notice there's a cat standing out front of the house where you'd put the flowers originally. That's because when you go inside, so many cats. Aw, Coolwitch says, I'm sad that none of my neighbors have started decorating though. You know, that's an interesting point. I haven't done a lot of decorating myself. I mean, I started playing around with the inside of my house. I was curious about like, because now we can do ceilings. I went and bought some interesting looking floors and put them in the ceiling spots. And then I started playing with some of the colors and stuff. But I was definitely playing with the inside stuff more than the outside. I just think it's funny. There's Horatio is a named cat. And so many of the other ones do not have names. Oh, there's Wink. Wink has a name. But we have cat. So this is the cat house. I imagine, oh, Sylvester and Oliver. We got 2 more with names. Oops. Cute. Sylvester definitely seems to be a black cat. Or dark gray. Cute. All right, so that's the cat house. And then nearby is the turtle house of Breetown. And I want to say that I've gone the wrong way. I think it's over this way. So we'll try this first, and if this is wrong, then we'll look up it on the wiki. I don't think I have to do the reflecting pool to get to it. Could be wrong, but I think it's up here somewhere. That's not a door. Oh, maybe it's over here? No. Ah, here we go. Oh, you don't have the corresponding quest. Maybe I can get in a different way? CD door. No? Really? Must have completed the quest, the Infiltrator's Surprise. Oh, do I have to do that right now? Let me see. Okay, let's go to the wiki for this one. It's possible I have to do the instance, or have done the instance. Okay. You can find the turtle house at Artie Root's house. Yeah, at the High Stair in Bree. You do not have the corresponding quest. I'm certain I have a quest. Artie, let me in. Well, let's see if there's any news. I may have to do the Infiltrator Surprise in order to be able to have access to this house. Okay, well, we should be able to do that. Can I do it via the reflecting pool, or do I need to go pick that up somewhere else? I guess it's possible I haven't done it with this character. I don't have it there. Hey, before, you want to do the Infiltrator Surprise? See if I can remember how to do it. Oh, right, the posted messages on the polls in town. Apparently, I haven't done it. I was just wondering if you wanted to do it too in order to knock it out. All right. Well, it looks like we might have to do this whole thing. All right, so clicking on this will start a quest called Turtles in the Soup. So this bill has been posted in the town of Bree, asking interested parties to help a local merchant. So we'll read the bill. And it says, the writing on the bill is scrawled in a messy hand, as if the author had many such notices to prepare and could not mask his impatience with the task. It reads, greetings to you, my friend. Have the delicious smells emanating on a hungry day from Mandrake's finest stews and sauces caused you to desire that mealtime was nearer? If so, you know the high quality of Sig Mandrake's preparations and know what is at stake should they be hindered. Sig Mandrake has a need for interested parties to help him with the preparation of such a stew. Speak with him at his shop here in Bree, east of the Mud Gate, for the details. Okay. Now can I get in? No. I'm like, just let me in, man. Ah, turkeys. All right. I guess it's over here, isn't it? Is it this house that I talked to the person? Yeah, Mandrake shop. Here we go. Okay, we've still got work to do. Cannot take a pause at this time. All right, Sig. Tell me what's up.
What can I do for you?
Says you're here about the turtle soup, I presume? I've had callers all day. Perhaps I prepared too many of those notices. My Hobbit friend has been very eager about posting them, I must say. I have come into the possession of an order for a large batch of turtle soup. Normally this would not be a problem, but the desired recipe is most specific about the sort of turtles that can be used. Not just any turtle will do. They must be tiny turtles, and these are only found at very specific locations. You wish to join the ranks of the many, many adventurers who've agreed to help me with this? Good, I suppose. Tiny turtles like those I need can be found south of Bree, along the northern bank of Halecatch Lake. Okay. Wolf. Yeah, I think Palmela says, I hope the rush has died down by now. I do think it has. I think people who wanted to get in with friends have managed to mostly do so, or they're, you know, waiting for something to happen in order to make that happen. Okay, so we are going to ride out of Bree. So you can see why I don't do these anniversary scavenger hunt things and consider them a quick way to do, you know, your 7 quests, because these are not quick in general. We did manage to do a quick one for the first one. That was great. But most of these have some reason that it's going to take you longer. And in this case, because I need to do an instance. And some of them are just instances. So, you know, this is one of the reasons why this character has so many that are not done. Okay, look at that. Turtles, come here, you. Come here, turtle. All right, so these turtles, I don't know if you can see, these tiny turtles have tiny little rings above their heads. So cute. So, yes, I need to pick up these tiny turtles. And as you can see, they move around a little bit. And then also, sometimes, you know, these beasties come walking by. So if you're a low-level character, this can be a little bit of a challenge. There's another turtle catcher. All right, we've got 5. What was that? You can't slowly creep away from me, turtle. All right, so we have caught 6 tiny turtles, right? Pamela says, oh my gosh, the tiny rings on their little heads is cute. I know, I love it. I think that's so fun. I love how things scale to the size of the thing. Like, as a minstrel, before has like these swords that you can, you know, put on an enemy, and they scale to the size of the enemy. So you'll have like, you know, regular size swords on most of the enemies, but sometimes you have like a giant enemy and these giant swords coming at them. It's just so wild. All right, so now we gotta go back to Mandrake, where they were back kind of in the middle of town. Oh yeah, before it says, or when a hunter shoots a normal arrow into a giant or drake. Yeah, that's another good one. And there's this huge arrow sticking out of them. That one's always funny too. So now you know why there's these posted bills all over the place. It's for this quest. Let's see. Oh, I think I may not have gone the most efficient way. Oh yeah, no, this is good. This is good. Whee! Okay. Bring the tiny turtles. Have some tiny turtles.
Greetings.
All right, he says, these will do, these will do. I'm waiting for more people to bring in turtles. This is a very large order of turtle soup, and it will take many more turtles than I have received so far. Fortunately, it seems as if everyone in Bree is pitching in. It's a wonder there are still turtles to find. I have not yet begun to prepare the soup. I'm waiting until I have enough turtles for it. All right, now we have Grubbo's request. He says, you did good work out there. You made it back more quickly than a lot of these so-called adventurers. Perhaps you'll be willing to help me with something else. One of the little folk who lives up Staddle Way sent word that he was eager to help me gather turtles for the turtle soup. Benegar Longbottom, he said his name was, and he's been keeping the turtles he gathered for me in his uncle's shed. Go to the village of Staddle and ask Robo Dogwart if you can collect the turtles from his, collect the turtles his nephew has gathered for me. Be sure to ask him in his house first. Don't just barge into a shed without asking. Grubbo Dogwart is a neighbor of Elda Swatmidge, of course, on the eastern edge of the village of Staddle. Okay. Let's head over there. So now I need to go over to Staddle. Yeah, pretty much straight away is the way to go. This is fine. Because I want to go up that road that's over there anyway. This road over here. Oops. I think this is the road to Staddle. Yeah. As you see, that was the Staddle Gate. Lots of quests out here I never did, I guess. because I just rode by a bunch of rings. I always do find it fun though when you're starting a character, if you end up coming out here to saddle and then using this guy as your like farming situation, because there's like a little farm here and all that. I enjoy that. A little out of the way, it's nice. There's Gammy Boggs. Hello, Gammy Boggs. All right, are we here? No, not yet. It's further down, isn't it? Yeah. Ah, here we go. So we can't go bursting into his shed, or can we? Uh-oh. Grabbo's greatest fears. Uh-oh. We should go find out about this. Oh yeah, Pamela says, earlier in my Lotro career, I tried to be a completionist and did all the quests in Staddle. I think that's what's done for me too. I think I came out one time and did like everything out here and had a lot of fun with it. Now look at this house. This is such a fun house. Like, it just has lots of little areas that you can pop down into. There's like a little bedroom down here with some storage. You've got another storage on this side. And then the main part of the house goes down here, I believe. Yeah, and here's our guy. Well, here's the uncle.
Goodness.
He says, oh my, are you here about the turtles? Please tell me that's why you're here. You're sure, Grabo, that you have indeed come for the turtles, and he breathes a tremendous sigh of relief. Good, good, you have no idea what that means to me. My nephew, Benagar, collected a bunch of turtles and has apparently been keeping them in my shed. I went in there this morning to fetch some supplies for breakfast, and what do I see? Turtles everywhere. They must have used their horrible little beaks to loosen the tie in the bag, and they have scampered loose. They are crawling all around in the shed. Do me a favor and pick up the bag inside the shed, then gather up the turtles. Let me know when you have done it. I'm so scared of turtles that I cannot stand to do it myself. No worries, buddy. We'll take care of you. Okay. So, yes, back to the shed. As we saw, there's a bunch of turtles running around in here. Let's see. Califinway says, I'm doing a completionist run right now. I have already done quests and deeds for Ered Luin, the Shire, and Cardo Swanfleet, working on Breeland right now. Look at their tiny little rings. I have to pick up 8 of them. And their tiny little rings. Uh-oh. That one's walking away from me. Okay, I got it. Let's grab a couple more. Although I suppose we could just go into the area. Oh no, they keep respawning. No wonder this guy is scared. Hey, Califinway, have you been using the deed tracker by any chance? It's a plugin that's really useful for keeping track of stuff, especially for us completionists. It looks like this, and it's very similar to the deed log in game. It's set up with the tabs in the same way and all of that. But it also includes like all of your hidden deeds. So everything is listed there. So we've got, class, race and social. So like class, race and social, and then epic, there's reputation, oh, okay. Well, I find plugins really handy. So if you ever do want to use it, there's a website called Lotro Interface, and they do a great job of housing plugins that people use in the game. And so the deed tracker is great because then you know that you haven't missed anything in a region. So like if I'm looking at Eriador and I want to look at the Shire, I'm at 32 out of 34. What did I miss? Deeds of the Shire? Oh, I haven't done spoiled pies with this character? So, for example, that sort of thing. So, okay, so I need to show the turtle carrying sack to Grabo Dogwart to show him that, yes, I did actually pick up his turtles. Well, the turtles that were in his space. So, I waved the turtles in his face, and he probably gets a little nervous. He says, that's the turtle carrying sack, is it? They are in there? Oh, I can hear them plotting to escape again, the tiny little monsters. Can you imagine how horrible it would be if they grew any larger than this? Oh, I cannot bear it. They are bad enough at this size. I don't know what Benegar was thinking keeping them in my shed. He knows how I feel about turtles.
Dear me, please don't leave
All right,
yet.
so now we have the quest Twice the Turtles. It says, you know, I haven't seen my nephew Benegar since he left that bag of turtles in my shed. I hope the boy has not gotten himself into some turtle-related mischief. Return that bag of turtles to Sig Mandrake at his shop in Bree and see if he's heard any more news of my nephew. All right. So back to Bree, and yeah, maybe we'll just think that. Calfinway says I might take a look at plugins if I actually end up streaming for the first time later this year. Awesome. Well, I mean, you can always use plugins even if you don't stream. But yes, I do find them handy. Now, Cordovan, who is the SSG community manager, he doesn't use any plugins on his stream because he wants people to see what the game looks like, you know, au natural. So, you know, you could choose to not use plugins also, just for that particular reason. There was a streamer. So I'm in Europe, so I have a tendency to not end up catching the streams of people who are on this channel, but they are in the US because they're usually streaming at night, US time, when I'm asleep. So I'm not sure if they are still streaming or if they were streaming. But anyway, there was somebody on this channel who was doing only free-to-play stuff. So hadn't purchased anything, that sort of thing. So that was really cool because then you can see what the game is like for free-to-play players. So that was kind of cool. So, all right, Sig, I have turtles for you. He says, you brought another bag of turtles. Good, good. This is the one Benegar Longbottom set aside for me, is it? I would say I almost have enough tiny turtles to begin making the turtle soup, but not just yet, but very soon, I would say. I did see the boy not long ago. He said he found a place where he's sure to catch twice the turtles anyone else has caught and ran off to prove it. I told him there were no turtles to find at the place he described, as I have only seen frogs there, but he insisted. If you're looking for him, you can see for yourself, I suppose. He was going to an island in the middle of one of the Everclear lakes northwest of Bree. All right. I think we should just port ourselves back out of Bree. It'll be faster. All right. So he's at Everclear Lake. Oh, some more. Well, I'll leave that for somebody else. I don't need it. Because Bree is so layered right now, you do end up going in and out of layers sometimes. It's like, it's okay. We're okay. We don't need it anymore. So I'm kind of hoping they undo some of that aggressive layering that they did for the Rivendell housing release. All right, so we go past all these brigands. And there is a lake over here. And there's an island in the middle of that lake. That's one of the nice things about being a completionist is, man, you get to learn about all these places. All right, where's our guy? There he is. Hey.
Just a moment.
He says, oh dear, it seems I was mistaken. There are no turtles here. There is something worse. He looks around conspiratorially, then whispers a single word. Murder.
Might I speak with you a moment?
He said, well, maybe not murder, but they sounded very serious. I'm afraid it won't be long before their plans come to fruition. I was crouching down in the mud here looking for turtles when two shabbily dressed men came wading out to the island. They looked like they didn't want to be seen and kept peering over their shoulders back in the direction of Bree. At first, I thought they were here to look for turtles at my prime turtle catching spot, but then they started talking, and their words, oh my! He says they spoke of a group that has infiltrated Bree and is gathering strength, watching and waiting. And when they are ready, they are planning a surprise for the village, one the Bree folk will not soon forget. He says, quick wit Culver's sharpening his blade, the seediest looking man said, and Twisted Garrett has all the rope we'll need. They left after that, but not before discussing the password the infiltrators used to get into their hideout. It's "Another infiltrator is here." And if you say it to their doorman, you can get inside and stop this before they are ready. Their hideout is in Bree, south of the high stair, and their doorman stands out front. Stop him! Alright, well, no tiny frogs for us. No tiny frogs with little bitty rings on them. Alright, we're going to go to Lolly's Market because that takes us to the center of town. And then I want to... Ooh, I might not have it. Well, let's find out if I do. If I have a horseshoe, I'm going to put it on. But let me look in my stuff. Really? Okay, that's funny. Oh, wait. It's not going to be there. It's going to be that one. Nope. Oh. Nope. Who was it? Erkenbrod? Or... Who's... But it was horseshoe, isn't it? Aw, Cool Witch says, Before inspired me to develop my own plugin, a way to filter my huge stable of mounts. Very nice. Yeah, so there's a horseshoe that you can get. Actually, there's two horseshoes that you can get in the game, and they don't do anything. They're just for luck. But if you have it on when you're doing this quest, then it... yeah, there's a little surprise. Oh well. Not for us. Alright, well, let's go to the infiltrator's house and give him the password. Wait, what, did I get turned around? Oh, it's this way, isn't it? Okay, here we go. The seedy door. Alright, so we talked to Otis Woodman. And so we could say, not all who wander are lost. And he says, no, that's not the password. What do you mean by that? I would say anyone wandering around is either lost or up to no good, like one of them rangers. I saw a ranger in town up by the pony yesterday morning, and he gave me a look like I've never earned, I'll tell you that much. Seems to me we'd be better off if them rangers went a wandering and got themselves good and lost. But that's not the password. You click on it, it says, are you sure? Okay, how about the ghost bear roars?
What is this
The
world coming
ghost
to?
bear? How do you know about that? I can see you're more experienced than you appear, stranger. None have spoken of the ghost bear for many a year. Time was when you could not traverse open field or dale without fear of the sudden phantom roar of his passage, and then you would turn, certain you were about to be set upon by slavering jaws, only to find yourself alone with your thoughts and trembling. But that's not the password. It should be. It says at the bottom. All right, how about friend? Friend? What kind of password is that? I'm not your friend. At the bottom it says, why not? Or you could say, open up, I'm losing my patience. He says, that's not the password. That would be a terrible password. Oh, you mean you are losing patience and I should open the door? Ha! That's a good one. Sorry, you don't get to go in. It says, why not? Okay, but I could actually click on the thing at the top which says, the password.
Tell me what you need.
He says, what's that? Another infiltrator is here? All right, I don't recognize you, but our group is pretty large by now, so that doesn't surprise me. As many as it takes, am I right? We might have chosen a better password, I suppose, but at least it's easy to remember.
Will you let
All right,
me speak
he says, you
my
have told me
piece?
the password, so you can go on in. I will show you the way. Lots of people are already inside. I let in the Quick-Wit Culver and Twisted Garrett and a few of the others. Let me know when you are ready to go in. All right, here we go. Infiltrator surprise. You are free to enter the hideout. I will escort you inside and then return to my post.
An unsavory band of the big folk have assembled and are planning a frightening surprise for Bree. I hope my new friend can stop them.
All right, so we're inside from that door, and we go over here to Quick-Wit Culver. He says, I haven't seen you around here before. Are you sure you're one of us? This has been a long time coming, and I don't want some outsider spoiling it. Folk won't soon forget what we do here today, not if my name's Quit-Wit Culver, which it is. You see this blade? I can slice clean through anything I set my mind to. That's how sharp both edges are, the blade and my mind. I've been cutting things all morning, and I'll cut more before the day is through. See if I don't. Go into the main room and see if Garrett is all set up. There isn't much time left. So if we... I think if we go forward, if we had the... Oh, maybe it's not now. But anyway, if we had the horseshoe on, eventually at some point in this instance, like that hooded hobbit from, like, from the Shire, from, what was it? Not Brockenborings. Budgeford comes walking through. I'm pretty sure that's the one. So, anyway, but I don't have the thing, so I can't show you. I'm so sorry. All right, Twisted Garrett. He says, I've not yet unpacked my ropes. They will hold, I'm certain, but I need more time. There are lots of things we still need to hoist. After all this planning to be undone at the last for lack of time. I saw how sharp Culver's knife has become. If I don't hurry, he might use it on me next. If I don't unpack my ropes, all will be for naught. We're out of time. He's here. Oh no, all is for naught. What's going on, friends? And that is Artie Root. Everybody says, surprise, Artie. Would you look at this? All of my friends have gathered to surprise me with a birthday celebration. I cannot believe it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We get to observe the festivities. Let's see if I can get where I can read everything. There we go. I've been cutting thick slices of crusty bread all morning. Help yourself, Artie. I was going to hang up some decorations with my ropes, but I ran out of time. He's so sad. Do not trouble yourself, Garrett. I need no decorations. I just need my friends about me. He says, oh, I almost forgot the main course, Artie. What good are thick slices of crusty bread without anything to dip them into? We all chipped in some coins to purchase a large order of turtle soup from Sig Mandrake's well-known shop. He should be here with the soup any moment now. But it's taking so long with the soup. He says, I'm so sorry, everyone. I couldn't do it. He says, I couldn't bring myself to do it, Rosenbloom. After seeing all those little turtles with their tiny shells and their little snapping beaks and their little bitty rings. He says, I could not bring myself to turn them into soup. I brought them here, tied up in a sack given to me by Grobo's nephew. I left it over by the door. Perhaps we can return them to the wild, and my customers will forgive me for not making good on our deal. I will refund their coin, of course. Do you hear something? These all say, escaped turtle. Oh my! Everybody starts dancing around the... so they don't get snapped by the turtles, probably. Artie says, disappointed? Absolutely not. I don't care much for turtle soup in the first place. And look at all these little fellows running around like they own the place. Perhaps they should. I have a spacious home not far from here, and I understand that the mayor has been known to turn a blind eye to the keeping of numerous pets within homes in Bree. I should give these little snapping, gentle turtles a fine home. They will stay with me. It's settled. This is the finest birthday of all. I've been surprised by my old friends, and I've acquired numerous new friends, hobbit and turtle alike. Utter chaos. Yeah, no kidding. I will show you to my home. You can help carry some of my new beaked friends. So many turtles. Yay. We made it into the turtle house. So yes, there are. I mean, he is like not kidding about having these turtles and letting them be all over. Like there's one in his chair, on the bed. It's like the cat house, but you know, turtles. I'm surprised there's no turtles over here by the fire. Maybe it's too close to like being next to soup. But then you've got, yeah, a couple on the table here. Speaking of, I'm getting hungry. We got turtles playing around in the, I don't know, what would you call this? I guess it's supposed to be like a little water feature for them. Very cute. And then, yeah, up on the desk. Here they're around this fireplace because this one's not burning. Maybe that's, well, they're happy with that. And then up this way, we've got a couple turtles having a conversation over here by the books. One on top of the bookshelf. A couple over here. Like, they're everywhere. Oh, look at that guy sleeping. Aw. Cute. Well, maybe sleeping. All right, Artie.
How can I be of service?
He says, I can't believe it. This has been the best birthday ever. And now I have so many new friends to share this home with. Look at all the little fellows. That party was such a terrific surprise. It must have taken so much planning. Thank you for being a part of it, my new friend. All right, so let's see. Do I want a Tome of Constant Experience? Lesser Deed Acceleration? Lesser... it's fine. We'll do that. Thanks, Artie. They're like cats. Yeah, conversation more like plotting. But yes, the turtles are plotting. All right, so now, supposedly, from here on, when we want to see the turtles, we should be able to go into Artie Root's house. And there we go. Turtles exist. So if I do this card again on this character, because I might on the Eriador version, maybe? Anyway. Cool. So now we still need to find the Snowman of Eredluin and the Sandcastle of Avendim, now that we've done that. So let's go to Everswim. And yeah, Pamela says, what a neat quest. I know, that one is kind of fun. You think, oh no, you've uncovered some like vicious plot or something. You're like, oh boy, this is, you know, kind of dark. But then it's like, no, they're just planning a surprise party. And that's pretty cute. Okay, so I need to go to somewhere. Let me look at the wiki. So the Sandcastle is there. Let me look at the map. I guess Tilrunen's not a bad choice. We'll do that. And then we'll use Waypoint again. So we'll use the Dockmaster, and we'll go to Tilrunen. And where I need to go is out this way, I believe. I think I need to go to that island. We'll just start swimming. All right, so let's see. How do I do this again? And use your waypoint thing. Way, target, and then the coordinates. Oops. So, way, target, and the coordinates are Sandcastle and Avendim. For that. Okay, yep, we are headed to the right place. In fact, I think I might just scooch this down and out the way for the moment. Yep. I'm pretty sure it's on that island over there. You like to say the space aloud instead of leaving it implied. Yes, it was waypoint or slash waypoint, whatever it was I typed. And then space and then the thing. So, oh, Pomela says I might need the Waypoint plugin trying to do the Flowers of Deed. Oh, in the Old Forest. Yes, the plugin is very useful for stuff like that. Where you're like, I know it's in this area, but I don't know exactly where. I need some help. Yes, absolutely. Okay, yeah, we are close again. We're closing in on it. So the apparently in the Old Forest and the Wildwood. Oh yeah, the Wildwood flowers. That one's a nice quest too. So my understanding is this is based off of some Tolkien lore, in the sense that I guess he was on holiday or something with family. They went to the beach, and like one of the kids, Christopher perhaps, like built a sandcastle, and like, so it's somehow, it's connected to that in some way. That's what this sandcastle, that's why this sandcastle exists. So, all right. And you come out here if you're doing the quest where I think it's the lady sends you out to do stuff, or maybe it's a different one. But okay, so we've got a broken down boat here. We do have Floyd and DeWitt, which is fun. Oh, I hadn't found them before in Avendim. Well, hey. And I love that every time you find Floyd and DeWitt, they're looking at, they've got like some amazing view. So that's pretty awesome. And yes, it's behind me. So, okay, so we're looking for a sand castle on here. Da-da! Check it out. That you suppose there's not much else to do on this island. I think maybe like the kid left their shovel behind or something like that. Like I think that's what's going on with that. So, and you can get a sandcastle like this as a housing item, but I don't remember how. So, let's see. Before it says the old forest is tricky to navigate through though. Hang on. Let's go to Arid Lewin. Let's get ourselves on over there real quick. Oops, not that map. This map. Take me to Thorns. Before it says the old forest is tricky to navigate through though. You usually can't go in the direction you want. That's true. I really like this map for old forest deeds. Ah, Pamela says, before you're a lifesaver. Yeah, he's great at finding handy things like that. There's that one, and then, yeah, Califinway says, the old forest being tricky to navigate is lore accurate though. True facts. The B4 also has a really good map for the Goblin Town, which we've used for finding stuff down there. Okay, so now I'm going to go find the Snow Person, which, yes, 17.7 south, 102.0 west. Yes, that is what I've just put in with my waypoint. So, and we're 600 meters away from it. We got to get out of the Thorin's Gate here, and Farron's Court, and Thorin's Court, and all of those things. Yeah, there you go. B4 has a Goblin Town map there that he has posted. It was in the Lotro subreddit, but it's a really good map, and yeah. Okay. So we are heading out. So there's a snowman out here that we want to find. Shockingly, in the snow. You'll be surprised to know that there's a snowman in the snow out here. Let's see if I can remember where it's at. Yeah, I may have to use the waypoint. Looks like we might not be quite to it yet. Yeah, I just remember it's like, you know, buy some trees in the snow. It's like, okay, that's, yeah. That could be anywhere. I seem to remember it being kind of up high. Oh, did I go past it? Was it up here? Haha. Okay, apparently I found it, but I don't see it. There it is. You ponder who built it. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now I'm ready to advance year 9 travels. You completed a scavenger hunt card. Yay! So now I've done 4 quests with this character. It's because he's I just get lost and don't have to try. So yes, it was on the ridge on behind me. See, like I said, it was up somewhere high. I remember that. You know. So, see, you can see all sorts of stuff from up here. Yay. So, there we go. We've completed another scavenger hunt card. Yay. So, but you can see why I don't count on those as being ways to accomplish stuff for the scavenger hunt, because, or for the daily wrappers, because, yoy, that takes a long time, you know? So, yeah. Okay, so I think I will show you one more thing, though. Not scavenger hunt related or any of that business, but over in Lalia's Market, I believe. Let's pop back over Lalia's. There's a section where, like we saw earlier, where you can buy the buy houses by clicking on the poster on the wall or the painting on the wall. It's a broker board, I think they call it now. So we're gonna pop over here. And then, okay, yeah, so now you can buy houses from, let me stop moving for a second. From any of these boards, they open up the available houses for for the neighborhoods. But you also got this decoration trader here for Rivendell.
Megovanen, may I
And
help
he
you?
has 2 pages worth of stuff that you can use to decorate your house. And they're all for homesteading coins. So you can, and there's some bundles, which is cool. So like Autumn in the Troll Shaw's red, it contains like trees, orange trees, barren trees, all of the trees. You've got some different trees, cedars and conifers, pines, junipers, evergreens, elvish docks. So 2 copies of things that you would use to make a dock, like a long elven dock, elven rope bridge, elven dock cap, elven fishing net, elven dock crane, coiled ropes, and a fanciful barrel. So these are things that might be really useful for making your Rivendell housing, like making the yard look really good. So for example, there's a construction kit, there's walls, floors, and structures, and then you could get a kit that has all of it. So this contains 1 copy of each of those other kits. So for example, the walls has Elrond's library bookshelf decorative wall and Pristina Region decorative wall and some stuff like that. You've got floor and ceiling surfaces, blue shingle and pristine elf dais. You've got structures. This is the one I think I was looking at. You've got an Arabian column, a marble pavilion corner piece, a marble pavilion wall, the silent librarians. I think that's that guy, and the Imladris archwell. No, I think I was thinking of something else. You got the elven furnishings, beds bundle. We were looking at that on a stream. We've got a decor bundle with like banners and bundles of books, bookcases, stuff like that. Lights. This one was interesting. Glowing globe, a standing glowing globe, a hanging glowing globe, a yellow lantern staff, a blue lantern staff, a hanging yellow lantern, and a hanging purple lantern. I think I want to get that. There's also a patio bundle, which is like high-backed patio chair, patio stool, patio chair, and a couple silver fish fountains, a curved Imladris bench, and round patio tables. Planters, couches, chairs, tables. Oh, and the furnishings all has like a copy of each of those crazy things. Well, the lighting isn't actually lighting. Here, let me get the lights bundle. Oh, let me double check my inventory, make sure I'm not over. Yeah, I'm fine. All right, let me get that lights bundle and I'll show you what it looks like. And then you can get an Imladris barn. I don't think I need one. Ruined elven rotunda, elegant retaining wall. Where's that other stuff I was looking at? Was it with
How may I
him?
be of service to you?
No, it's not with him. Let me go to... Who do I need to talk to? Annoyingly, I think I talked to the other guy. He might have it. All right, so let's go to the broker's office. Because that guy is just a decoration bundles person, very specific. Whereas the person that's the housing broker, I think he has some stuff. So yeah, I was like stocking up on a bunch of various colors of floor paints because now those can be used on ceilings, and I wanted to play around with some floor and ceiling combos. So I'll show you guys how far I got with my Rivendell house. I didn't get very far because I was trying to do festival stuff, but I'll show you how far I got. So I think if I talk to this guy, because he's the housing broker, he has different
Sweet-eyed Melon,
things.
how may I be of service?
Browse the shop.
Sweet-eyed
Yeah.
Melon,
So this
how may I
is
be of
where
service?
I think I was thinking of, because he's got, let's see, filter, ambiance, floor, furniture, music, wall, structural, maybe? We've got like elven stairs. No, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the thing that Scenario was playing with, which is like basically creating a thing. I'll have to look it up and we can play around with it next week or the week after. I'll look it up, y'all, and I'll find it later. Trollshaw's bush with branches. Because I figure I've got a lot of decorating to do, so, you know, we'll go with some stuff. Okay, but we'll just pop over to my thing. So let me pop over to my Rivendell house. Hey, Vlinder Honges says good evening and yay Rivendell house. Good to see you. Yeah, I think I'll probably like do some more intense decorating on stream. I think we're still doing festival next week, so the week after would be the time to do some more, you know, decorating. Oh, but yeah, I put a couple things over there. I thought those were fun. And I put this guy here. This is one of those fountains, but I sunk it into the ground. So I'm not sure if that looks okay. And then I also put a Karis Gladden mirror in front of it because I was like, yeah, that seems to be a thing. It looks kind of like there's sprinklers happening, so I'm not sure if that's quite the right look, but you know, it's worth a try. And then I put old stuff over there. I was thinking like old stuff over there and new stuff over here. I don't know. Like I said, I got a lot to figure out. But what I wanted to show you guys, and I think I'll do it with these over here, is okay, so this bundle, it's lights and there's like these hanging glowing globes. And I saw, okay, so there's like that one, like that. And then we also have standing glowing globe. And then just glowing globe. And we put one over here. Is that the same as that one? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, and then we got the purple hanging hand, purple. Okay, so we got the other stuff. So what somebody had done is they basically took like these. I may have to pull it up on my, because I stopped and was staring at it on my stream, so I may have to just grab it from my stream. But basically they'd taken them and like stuck them in the air, because you can, and created like a little, I don't know, collection of them together. It was really cool. I mean, and the fact that it's just hanging in midair, like whatever, it's magical. And then, because they were all near each other and kind of like made a kind of an art, almost is what it looked like, you know. Let me do another one of the hanging ones. And we'll bring that over. And put that up in the air a little bit. Nope, wrong way. Come back this way. Okay, so it looked in a bit, you know, kind of like this idea. Like they had them kind of like in a spiral almost. They must have taken a few minutes to do that. But I just thought that was kind of cool. And now, the fact that they're just like hanging from nothing is a little weird. So we were talking about this in one of the other groups, and that maybe like have a tree nearby, and so it looks like they're hanging from a tree. That might be kind of fun. So I think these are really pretty. I really like these. And then the other things I got out of this bundle are like, and these are things that could go inside. Let's see. That's, these are like purple lanterns on a staff. But then there's also some hanging versions. Those are the yellow ones. And then we've got like yellow lantern, yellow lantern. Oh, I think it's 3 purples and 3 yellows. Yeah. So like there's the 3 purples, and there's the 3 yellows. And then, here, I'll show you on the inside real quick. I haven't played around with the music. I did put a fence out. I should have shown you that. I'll show you that in a second. But then I started playing around, yeah, with like wall colors, ceiling textures. Not digging that one. I'm gonna replace that with something else. I'm not sure what. Well, you know, I have a green marble floor. I can just replace it with that. Hang on. So the ceiling hooks are on the ceilings, as you might guess. All right, so ceiling surface, yeah. What I put there is the red carpet. Oh, I know why. I thought maybe I could, but the color, something's wrong with the ceiling surface color. So that's why, yeah, because I was thinking it could work, but we'll just do that for now. Because there's the ceiling surface color right next to it, but it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, now it's working. Maybe it's just not working with that red. I don't know. Now, is that too much like the one right below it? It might be too much like the one right below it. There we go. There's a dark green. That's kind of nice. I might just leave that. All right. So we were thinking about putting... Do I have anything in this ceiling slot? I don't. Let's put a hanging purple lantern here. Where is it? I think that corner may have some issues. We'll come back to you. Where, or maybe they're just like in a weird space. Oh, maybe they're up above. Okay, let me fix that. Yeah, it's up in the ceiling. Okay, there we go. There. So we have a couple of hanging lights there. Let's see. I think I got some foliage and I put some of that out. See, this one I'm not really digging the roof in here, the ceiling in here either. So I'll have to play around with that. But some of the fun things is like some of these have a certain kind of tone to them, like that has a yellowish light, right? So putting it in a room that has like some yellowish stuff going on, maybe that's the thing to do, you know? Is there only one ceiling hook in here? Yeah, I guess so. And I've already put tree in that one. I got something there, got that one there. Or you know, there's some downstairs. Maybe I can throw some lights in some downstairs spaces and then we'll come back to it later. Oh no, I got a tree there. How about in the basement? I just jumped down. Like, whatever. Let's see, yellow, purple, I guess yellow maybe? I mean, green would be cooler, but yeah, the yellow's a nice contrast. Has a bit of like an Art Deco kind of look to it there, doesn't it? Purple in the purple room, of course. Oh yeah, and I had some rugs and stuff, so I started throwing some rugs down. Oh, there's no ceiling hook in here. Interesting. Oh, there's one here. I'll put a purple one out here. Oh, right. Come down. Where are you? Oh, there it was. Good enough. Like I said, I'm going to come and tidy up this stuff another time. It's just kind of a get stuff into place and then, you know, get it oriented properly in the future. Is there one more down here? Maybe not. Oh, well. Yeah, so there's some of the different colors I've been playing with. And here we can put a standing glow lamp there. So it doesn't, I don't think it provides a lot of light. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just kind of lightly glows. So, yeah. But yeah, I agree with you guys that those lamps are really pretty. Oh man, I hung those and then either I didn't do that right or something changed. Ugh, that looks terrible. We'll fix that later. Put some more globes in here. So then we could do the glowing globe, oops, laying on the ground. Oh, but you know what might be nice about that is, oh, not that one. Sorry, I meant that one. The standing one will be great. the other ones, I could put them on tables, so that could be really useful. Oh, maybe they go in a wall. I wonder how if they would fit in a. Well, let me put it in a wall spot. Yeah, it does. Oh, that looks all right. I'll put another one in there, just so we have them, tucked into places and stuff. So that's fun. Oh yeah, and I got some vines. I think maybe I want to put those on the outside real quick though. So Pamela says, "A very nice house though. Great hosting space for parties." Thank you. We will see. Oh wait, vines have to go. Oh, furniture, wall, yard, or mobile yard. Okay. Well, sure. Let's find a yard spot for that then. Although, do I want to put it on the house or I don't know where I want this. Pamela says, "It's so open we'll be able to see each other from across the room, Gatsby style." Yeah, no kidding. It does have that. Oh, that's what that is. Oh, that's not what I thought that was. Never mind. Yeah, it does feel that way. A bit like, a bit Great Gatsby-esque. I already got something there. Oh, that's the sword. Alright, well, we'll just throw these vines over here then. And this can be the vine section of the house, I guess. For now, until I figure out what I'm doing. Sometimes I have a bunch of stuff that I'm just like, eh. Oh, you know what? That'd be good for a Halloween thing. But yeah, I'll just throw it over there by the Woes archway for now. And then, let's see, what else did we get? Oh, we got some elaborate candelabras that I forgot about. Let's go put those in the house real quick. Oh, so I was going to show you my yard, my fence. I only mount up, it's far. It's so far. Oh yeah, it's way over here. So I went with I think it's like red roses or something like that, or red flowers, pink flowers, something like that. So anyway, so that's the fence line is now that. Well, that's kind of nice. Yeah, there has been comments about how the yards are so big that notice how that isn't resolved right now. Like you can't see stuff at a distance. And that one's too far now. No, that one's too far. So they're in my yard. Like they're absolutely there. But because they're at enough of a distance from where I am, I think I can even click on it. Yeah, you can't even see them. They're so, there we go. So let's see how far away I am. If it'll tell me. Oh, now it actually just totally unclicked. Yeah. I'm currently, tell me how far I am. Oh, it won't even tell me. Oh, well. Nope. But yeah, so you can see how when you get far enough away, it just, it doesn't resolve. So I guess that's a known thing, and I don't know if there's a plan or what is the plan if such a thing exists, but yeah. But that it's a thing. Okay, so I still have some more lighting in my pocket. What does it have in its pockets? Oh, I want to leave that. Can it go on the wall? Oh, I already have something there. Oh, right, I have the sconce. Of course I do. All right, now we've got some candelabras just, dotting the place. It really does have that look of like somebody who just moved in and like the movers just came and dropped things around. And then you're like, yeah, I'll pick that up and put that where I want it to be later. It kind of has that feeling to it. But yeah, so so that's my new house so far in its partially decorated state. Excuse me. But yeah, I do find it fun, the upstairs, how it has this very, big, grand, open space here. So we could like wave across the way to each other. There are some hooks and stuff up in this area. And when you're standing here, you can reach a lot of them. So like the wall surface, the wall color, I can get to them from here. Haven't played around with the changing up the look of the stuff up there yet. Although I did add a hanging ivy up there. Oh, and I put some light, put some intense white lighting in there because I just thought it made it look very. It made it look more. It makes it look almost like there's sun coming in from windows up there. So so that's why I was really happy to put some bright white lighting up in that space. So, but yeah, so there's the new house so far. Eventually we'll get some more stuff and decorate it, and I think I'll just have to play around with figuring out what kinds of stuff, because sometimes I get like thoughts about inside or thoughts about outside, and I love having something like lining the way, so I'll probably do that on both sides, but maybe spread them out a little bit more so that way I can use some of the hooks for lighting and some of the hooks for other things. Yeah, and then maybe get some more other stuff. Yes, Pamela asks, did you buy together with your kin? I did. Yeah, so we do have a kin house nearby. So I'm in this house here, and the kin house is just up the road over there. Yeah, I was able to get in with the kin, which is awesome. Now, this is crazy. This place, like, so if you think about it, the neighborhood is kind of like, the up part, it's like this is up, and this is middle, and this is down. So I'm on the upper part, and so I can just basically fall my way down to the middle of town. But apparently there are some deadly places around here. Oh, that's not the kin house. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we did manage to, I think, get all but one house in the neighborhood with the kin. But hey, they're swimming. Yay, let's go swimming. Okay, there's walking in water. Hi. There's a Casper. Hey, buddy. Ooh. All right, well, I think I'm actually about done with the stream here. B4 is not streaming tonight. He's got some work stuff going on. So he is not going to be doing his plugging along tonight. But he should be back probably next week. Assuming work stuff is all caught up and sorted out and whatnot by then. So, yeah, sorry, no B4. But we got to do some festival stuff today, so hopefully that satisfied your desire for watching some chill Lotro streaming of the day. So many bridges in this neighborhood. It's wild. So many bridges and streams. It's like crazy cakes. Can I jump out? Oh, I can. Is this deadly? Oh, yeah. Excellent. I found at least one place where I could be defeated in the neighborhood. So, where did it put me? Where am I? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm over here. That's a hoot. Hi. Oh, hey, there's a lamp. Looks a lot like the one that's in my yard. Hi. Ta-da! Well, there you go. If I want to quick travel from my house over here to Rivendell, that's one way to do it. Might be one of the first deaths in the neighborhood. I don't think it is, because there was conversation in the kin about somebody was like, oh, yep, I found one of them. Something like that. Either found one or found one that could have been one. Not sure which, but yeah, pretty funny. So, anyway, B4 says, I know it's unlikely, but I'd be down for a row-style house like the Streets of Bree, forcing everyone closer together, move all the yard hooks I'd lose into the house. Oh, you should post that in the Discord. I know Scenario keeps playing around with the idea of something in town, or like he did some stuff to Bree in order to try and make something like that happen, but we're talking like 10 years ago. And yeah, I don't think, it's, other things have taken priority, but there's lots of people who I think would love that idea. So you should totally put that in the Discord, yo. So, all right. Well, I'm just going to wander my way over to the entry to the Rivendell steading. I think it's called steadings, not homesteads. So it's right over here. Bonk. Although that says Rivendell Homesteads, so I don't know. But you can see, like, there's a lot of neighborhoods, so that's kind of exciting that so many people were, like, really into it. So, and then if I click on that one, then that takes me straight in. And then we're down at the low end, where you have to work really hard to fall off of something. But I could try. Anyway, so once you get over here, there's the far-ranging stable master, in case you need that. And then we get to our first bridge. And Vlinder Honjis asks, how much are these houses? Well, you know what? There happens to be another broker guy right here. So
How may I
if
be of service to
you
you?
are looking at, let's see, there's one neighborhood that has like most of them. Or there was, wasn't there? That's like so half hour ago. There we go. Here's one that's got one of each. So there's 2 smaller houses. There's 7 in total. So 1 kin house. So the kin house is 1,100 mithril, or 222 homesteading coins. Oh yeah, there we go. And yeah, before did add the prices to the wiki. So yeah, you can go right there and it will show you all of them. But just as a, I guess a general range, the small ones are like 360, and what was the other cost? Let's see. Yeah, they range from like 360 to 600 basically. The bigger ones are like, 500, 600 mithril. 3 Welling Ways, 475. Thank you. The smalls are 360 and 372. Oh, sorry, 360. Oh, they're both 360 mithril or 72 homesteading coins. And then larges range from 475 to 600 mithril. So, yeah. And the homesteading, if you had any housing writs, they have been converted to homesteading coins as soon as you took them out of your vault. So like I had some, this character had some I had them in my vault, on my, on my personal character vault. And, yeah, I don't have any more. So, but when I pulled them out, they automatically went straight into my wallet, because that's where they are now, as homesteading coins. So if you ever had any housing writs for any reason, they've been converted to homesteading coins. And if you purchase a house with mithril and then later on you sell it, you will get homesteading coins back. If you buy it with homesteading coins, you get homesteading coins back. If you buy it with mithril, you get homesteading coins back. So, you never had a premium house. Well, there are lots of options now. I should probably just double check my alt inventory and make sure I don't have any housing. I guess I could just look up writ. Writ of special passage, writing parchment. That's funny. Okay, cool. Just making sure I don't have any housing writs still lying around, Okay, good. We're good there. Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks everybody for coming along, and hopefully you got to see some interesting things here in our journeys around Middle Earth, especially doing some of the anniversary scavenger hunt stuff, and taking a look at the new Rivendell housing a little bit. So we should be doing, I think Festival is still on. Oh, let me double check. Festival. Anniversary goes through May 12. What's today? The 5th. So if it ends at 3 a.m. on the 12th, then that means it will end before the stream. So if that's the case, then we'll do Rivendell housing. I'll probably work on decorating my house next week, if that's the case, unless I stream at 2 a.m. Well, it's 2 a.m. somewhere, but not Lotro time, so not server time. So yeah, so if the festival's on, I'll do some more not scavenger hunt. Well, who knows? We'll do some festival stuff. But if the festival's not on, then we'll do probably some housing stuff. Because that house ain't going to decorate itself, you know. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you everybody, and have a great rest of your night. Stay warm if it's cold. Stay cool if it's hot. And we'll see you next week. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.